So as drivers, we love surge, whether it's even the multiplier or the flat rate. It's always nice to have a little bit of bonus coming in, especially when it's a ride that normally would have netted less, but because of surge, it's going to net a little bit more. But when it comes to riders out there, I know you probably hate surge because that means you're going to be paying more for that ride. And normally that same ride would cost less at a different time, but because of peak demand, because of supply and demand, there is going to be a little bit of a difference when it comes to surge pricing. Now, if you've been around the game for a little while, in 2015, there was a lawsuit that was filed talking about price gouging and price fixing when it came to surge pricing. And it's made it through the court system, it's gone through arbitration, and is also now making some issues when it comes to this whole case. So could it be the end of surge or not? That's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So first, let's talk about if surge is even going to go away and why this question is even being asked right now because of a lawsuit that happened in 2015. Well, that lawsuit is still making ripples even today, and it just did this past week. So we're going to be talking about that and why surge could potentially go away. But answering the question first, surge is very unlikely to go away. So drivers out there, do not worry. You're still going to be able to get surge, at least for the foreseeable future. And again, very unlikely that it's going to go away. So during busy times, during events, whenever there's peak demand, you're still probably going to get surge if you are in the right areas. Now that is again a tip to say do not chase surge because you're likely not going to necessarily get it because all the other drivers are also going to that particular area at that point. If you want to play it smart, just stay where you are. If you get surge, just treat it as a nice bonus then at that point. But again, when riders hear that, you're probably not going to be enjoying that fact because that means at these peak times, at this high demand area time, you may still be paying more for your ride. So on to this lawsuit that is going on that is still making ripples. And like I said, why are we even asking that question? Well, there is a potential that maybe it could go away. But again, like I said, very, very unlikely that it even will. So this article right here that I'm going to be referencing is from Reuters. Link will be in the description below. So if you want to check that out and read it, you absolutely can. It's a very short read. We're going to go over it right now, though. It's titled, Uber Customer Claims Company Won Price Fixing Suit Because Arbitrator Was Scared. So that is the title of it. And like I said, this was updated 15 hours ago. So it's May 22nd, which was Friday. This is going out on Saturday. Just so you know, at least when it's aware, again, it is making some headlines and ripples out there. So it says New York, a Uber customer on Friday asked a Manhattan federal judge to overturn an arbitration win for the company in a price-fixing case, arguing that the arbitrator only ruled in Uber's favor because he was scared. Now, again, this is in New York, so it could have different implications if it was going to be changed. But again, like I said, very, very unlikely. So Spencer Meyer initiated the high-profile 2015 antitrust lawsuit alleging that Uber Technologies Incorporated engaged in an illegal conspiracy with its drivers to coordinate high surge pricing fares during periods of heavy demand by agreeing to charge prices set by an algorithm in the Uber ride-hailing app. Now let's go over that little paragraph right there because they're saying this person, Spencer Meyer, initiated this high profile case. So again, like I said, if you didn't hear about it or you didn't know about it, yes, this was a lawsuit that happened. It started in 2015 and alleging that Uber has engaged in an illegal conspiracy with its drivers to coordinate high surge pricing fares during periods of heavy demand by agreeing to charge prices. So that is really funny to me because I've never been consulted by Uber to price fix or to put surge in place in anywhere around my area or any area for that matter. So, no, sorry, your conspiracy right there is null and void because, again, I don't know any other driver who has heard that. But when drivers figure out how to create artificial surge like they did at certain airports, well, that's Surge Club, and what happens in Surge Club stays in Surge Club, right? But no, again, I can honestly say out of the several years that I've been partnered and driving with Uber, I have never been consulted on how to price fix or if I should at all. So I'm not sure necessarily where that came from. Now, surge is because of high demand time and high demand areas. So if you're in a city center when work is letting out and everybody is going home, you're going to see surge in that area because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to need rides home. Maybe they don't have a car. Maybe it's in the shop. Maybe they used public transportation beforehand. Maybe they got rid of the car, whatever it could be. So you're going to have a lot more rides happening with a lot fewer of drivers. That's what starts surge. Also, same thing if you're trying to go to work and there's certain areas maybe where a lot of people live that just don't have vehicles. Or if there's events that are happening and going on, that event can spur surge. There's also a number of different things that could cause surge to actually start and happen in a particular zone or area. So yeah, I just think that's a really, really funny alleged engagement right there, at least in my opinion. Uber takes a cut from drivers' earnings, and ride-hailing trips in North America make a bulk of the company's revenue. The lawsuit sought a nationwide ban against surge pricing. So again, like I said, that is why we are even talking about this to begin with, because the lawsuit was looking for a nationwide ban against the surge pricing. So Uber argues its drivers are independent contractors and that its app is merely a technology platform connecting drivers with riders. Uber on Friday declined to comment on the court filing. Now, they've always been saying that. They always decline to comment when things like this happen. It's just a smart move on their part. So Uber's no stranger to the courtroom that we know of. The company has previously said it believed the law was on its side, pointing to the fact that no antitrust agency has raised issues. And again, Uber has been around for several years, and so has Surge. The lawsuit went through several courts before it was sent into arbitration in 2019 in accordance with Uber's terms of service that mandate arbitration behind closed doors for most lawsuits. The appointed arbitrator, attorney Les Weinstein, on February 22nd, ruled in Uber's favor and dismissed the lawsuit, but according to Friday's filings, he did so out of evident partiality. A transcript excerpt of the arbitration attached to the filing cited him saying, "I must say I act out of fear. My fear is if I ruled Uber illegal, I would need security. I wouldn't be able to walk the streets at night. People would be after me." Now that is a really crazy statement, and in either way, I don't have the full transcript, so I don't know exactly what this context is behind it because it probably is taken out of context. But again, I don't know the context behind it. I don't have that transcript available. But still, it is a crazy thing to be saying nonetheless. And this is kind of the reason why that question could still be on the table today on if surge will last. But it's pretty crazy nonetheless. Then it goes on to say Weinstein also questioned whether he had the legal power to ban surge pricing nationwide. He did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Uber has a week to respond to the filing in court. So now this lawsuit may continue on a little bit longer. Just depends on what will happen when Uber responds, and also what will happen when the judge hears and accepts or denies that. So yes, it still is on the table. It's just in a small little corner where nobody's probably paying attention. Because like I said, for the most part, it is unlikely Surge will be going away anytime soon, but it will really depend on what happens here if there is some sort of issue when it comes down to it. So time will tell. We'll see what happens. Now, what is your thoughts on all this? What's your thoughts on this whole thing with the case being in so many different courts as well as arbitration? What you think on this whole statement of why he was scared? Then also, what do you think about Surge overall? Do you think it's going to be something that goes away or not? Do you think that this lawsuit has any grounds or not? Comment below, let me know. Now that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.